Terry here, and today I'm going to show you a recipe. It's black bean and poblano pepper flautas. I tend to call them wraps. I call everything a wrap. Everything that comes in a tortilla I call a wrap. So this one is a recipe in my adventure in learning to cook new foods. This is one I came across, and two of my kids really like it. I like it a lot too, so it has become a regular in my household. It's really easy to make, really simple to make. It's cheap to make. It doesn't take a whole lot of ingredients. You just need a couple cans of black beans or some dry black beans. That's what I use. Poblano pepper. You can use regular bell peppers if you want. You can use onion or no onion. Some taco seasoning, or really any kind of seasoning that you like, and that's pretty much it. Oh, and the wraps, the tortilla wraps. So it's real simple. It's a nice pantry menu, but like I said, it's something that I use all the time. My kids really like it, and let's go see. It's pretty simple. So the first thing is you can either use 2 cans of black beans, or I use 2 cups of dry beans that I will rinse first. And I will add a tablespoon of baking soda, mix it up, a teaspoon of salt, and I will let these soak overnight. Or you can just use 2 cans of already prepared beans. Now the next day, I like to rinse them off a couple of times just to get any of that excess stuff off that makes you a little gassy. This process seems to work really well for me. I don't seem to have any problems with the beans, so I'm just going to continue doing it this way. I don't like the canned beans. They tend to upset my stomach. So I'll rinse these up, and then I will put them back in the pan, and I will fill them, I will cover them with about 1.5 inches of water, and then I will cook them for about 1.5 hours to 2 hours. You just have to keep checking them after about an hour just to see if they're done, and then you can season them. I usually use a little garlic and salt. You can do that to taste. I use 1 poblano pepper and about 1/2 onion, and I chop them up real fine. And I'll use about 1 tablespoon of olive oil, and I'll fry those or I'll cook them up until they're a little tender, and then I'll add them to my cooked beans. Now this is half of the cooked beans. So half of the beans I will leave whole, and then the other half I put into a pan, and with my dollar store masher, I'll mash them up. And you can keep doing this until you get the consistency that you like. And then you take your tortillas. I use flour tortillas, and first you use the mashed black beans. It's like a paste. You don't want it too watery. You can cook it down to this consistency. And I just kind of spread it in the middle of the tortilla. You don't really need a whole lot of it. It's just kind of a base. And then you add the whole black beans with the poblano peppers and the onion mixture. You add that into the middle. It's kind of like the meat of the meal. Add as much as you like, but you don't want to overfill because you do have to roll these up. There's 2 different ways to roll it up. The traditional way, I guess, as a flauta, is to just roll it over and just make sure the seam side is down. And I just press on it to hold it. But sometimes I will do it in more of a, I guess, a burrito type style. This way, none of the beans fall out in the cooking process, but you can do either one. It doesn't really matter. Obviously, my folding skills aren't up to professional standards, but they work very well. And then I put another tablespoon of oil into a pan, and I'll transfer these onto the pan, and I will cook them for about 1 minute to 2 minutes on each side. You can eat them just like this. They're perfectly fine. They're real good, nice crunchy. But sometimes I'll add a little guacamole, sour cream, some cut up tomatoes, and lettuce. So if you give this recipe a try, please let me know. Or if you have any other type of recipes you'd like to share with me, I am open to suggestions. I'm trying to learn how to cook from scratch more, and I'm trying to be more creative in the kitchen, and especially find more things that my children like. They can be a little picky, and there's some intolerances, so it can be a little bit of a struggle. But we're working on it, and we're working through it, and it's one recipe at a time. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you can, please like, please subscribe, and hope you all have a very blessed day.